Hi. Right there is the Nebraska state capitol. I like your hair. Alright. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm sleeping pretty close, ending my first day, a couple hours west of here, but I've been called to Lincoln my whole life. My favorite writer wrote a book about Lincoln in the Bardo, George Saunders. My first apartment in New York Street was 212 East 12th Street, area code 212. Lincoln's birthday is 212. My first apartment in college was 212 Trevor Hall. Yeah, signs. Anyway, ever since I realized Lincoln's birthday was 212, I figured I should visit Lincoln, Nebraska. There's a giant hand over there. Hold on. It's like hidden by trees, but whatever. Anyway, I guess I'll try to write a song standing from this angle. Yeah, I could go over here. I don't know if I'm in the shot at all, but the microphone's on this side. Okay. Might as well put it on sound 12, which is my favorite setting. Here we go. My mask's in the way. Alright. Alright. Okay. I thought I was going to write in C, but I hear an A chord in my head. I don't know. It's really hard to know what to do ever. The letter that came in my head or the sound that came in my head. I wonder which one's more true. I'm getting the sense that the sound would be more true, but came through in words, which would be like the letter, so I don't ever know what to follow. I'm just following something crazy. Here we go. Oh yeah, the last song I listened to was too quiet. Not really a good spot to write a song. This is the most awkward angle I've ever done. Hey, it looks like I have a cape on. Superhero dress. So, yeah, I did recently realize that my avatar should have a cape, but like a rainbow cape. And then I tried drawing it, and it had rainbow stripes going the long way, and I realized that was wrong. And that the long way was the wrong way, and I should do them the other way. Important discoveries. I think I'm going to start wearing a cape. I really like that. Thanks, Lincoln, Nebraska. Thanks, setting sun. Whoops. To be honest, I honestly do really like it here for some mysterious unknown reason. Hold on. Oh yeah, I locked my car. I'm just gonna lock it again. Solo traveling, you can never be too careful. I'm gonna keep my car in view. Lock it like 18 times. And just go by this tree real quick. I think I'll bring my purse with me. Now I get to lock it 18 times again. I get my keys. It's very awkward to make videos at the same time as you are trying to do things. Okay. It's just this weird, it's like a tick almost that I have from living in like New York City and Chicago and stuff. You just kind of overly cautious. Ooh, this grass is spongy. Well, pink shoes, yellow backpack, earthwork sweatshirt, got my new cape. It was a mask, but styling. Boarded up building. That can't be for great reasons. Living in some crazy times. I'm pretty good at feeling vibes though, and the vibe feels good here. It's just, it's a city. And I didn't do any research, so I don't really know the character of this city. I shouldn't just ramble things I don't know. I don't mean to be controversial, but I hate controversy. I know you're supposed to pick a side as a liberal progressive who believes everyone should get to be themselves. But some of what's going on is just too extreme for me as somebody who's lived in a city with buildings exploding a mile from my house. Collapsing and exploding. Like, I can't support violence in any form, ever. I'm practically a nun. And if you've never lived through violence, but you believe that violence is okay, or that it's justified, then I would just say, like, just because something's justified doesn't mean you're going to enjoy the experience of violence. And also, it doesn't mean that violence is going to not just beget more violence, which begets more violence, which doesn't necessarily, if ever, solve the problem if you look at human history. So I don't know what history books people have been reading who believe that violence is going to fix things to be more like one side or the other. Like, in what history book has that almost ever been true? Except, I guess, the conqueror people who just believe in taking whatever they want. But, like, if you're trying to fight against that, like, I don't know. I don't want to take away hope from anybody. If you believe in things and have been feeling hopeful about things, then I support that as part of your identity. But similarly, I support people with values that are different than mine. Maybe they're very, like, the super progressive side isn't being like anti-Amish. They're not saying Amish people have to, go out on the streets and be pro everybody's rights. That seems to be a group that's respected, but there's tons of groups in this country that are not being respected by the most progressive. It's a situation where I think people just don't understand each other. I've always been extremely progressive, and I'm questioning it lately. I'm taking like 2 steps back out of the 20 steps I took in that direction. So there you go, 18 steps towards progressive. I just, I want everyone to wear rainbows and live in Care Bear land and just be happy. But like, for some people, the same way I felt forced to be in a more square society, I ruin my own point if I then force people to be in a more round society. If I say, my whole life I felt shoved in this square and it didn't fit me right, and I want to be free to be in my circle, and I want to find other people that belong in my circle, and you can't make me not live in Rainbow Land. Like, if I've always been using my life to say that, more and more and more and more progressive, then the end of the journey towards progressiveness can't be and all squares need to be more circle, because then I am just exactly the same as the thing that made me feel small and made me feel boxed in. So when I've started seeing that side that enjoys their square, that enjoys maybe their farms or their family life or their church life or their home life or their small communities, and they're saying, we like our lives, we like it this way. And if that could be respected while I continue to have my progressive whatever, then maybe we wouldn't be starting to subtly create a civil war right now. I don't think we're really going to have a civil war, because I think it's happening online instead, you know? But like, I just think, and it's an election year, which is why it's getting so crazy. But even an online civil war, I just feel like, if people from that sort of square side that kind of always thought their way was right, and all of people like me just said defiantly, like, no, I will make up songs in public and put rainbow stickers on everything. Like, I'll do whatever I want, gosh darn it. And if eventually I became tolerated, and it felt great to be tolerated, then I can't turn around and not tolerate the squares. I mean, I don't know. I'm like yelling on the Nebraska State Capitol lawn. I'm just so frustrated with this country, and I'm kind of smack in the middle of it right now, and I've never been this far west, at least not well north. I guess I did travel to Dallas for a couple weeks, Fort Worth too, for touring children's theater. Anyway, this building is nice. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm sleeping in Kearney, Nebraska tonight, just because I wanted to overshoot my destination. But I had always meant to come to Lincoln, Nebraska, ever since all of that synchronicity. So here I am, speaking my truth. I'm not trying to be mad at you if you disagree with me, but you can't take away my experience of living a mile from the trade towers in 9/11 and being physically abused by multiple people in my life. You can't take that experience away from me, sweet, sweet liberal friends. You can't. And anyone who thinks that I have to endorse violence or looting or whatever, destruction of any kind, in order to support and say that Black Lives Matter, Black Lives indeed matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Of course Black Lives matter and all lives matter. But you shouldn't say all lives matter, because that's offensive to say that in response to Black Lives Matter. If you haven't seen the memes, it's a logistical thing. Yes, all lives matter, but please, you know, if someone says Black Lives Matter, don't respond with all lives matter just because it's offensive. Why is it offensive? Let me try to help the people like that. So a country is an island and it's sinking into the ocean, and it needs resources and it needs help. Or maybe it's got a civil war going on, and it's, you know, this tiny country, it's an imaginary country, let's call it Careopolis, and it's sinking into the ocean, and everybody's panicking and resources are dwindling, and the rest of the world has resources, and Careopolis is sinking, and nobody's helping. And Careopolis is like, what, you guys were just like touring here and like taking advantage of all the wonderful, caring Careopolis things, and so now it's sinking into the ocean, and it's undergoing some sort of civil war or something, and it's screaming for help, and no wealthy countries are helping. And so finally they band together and create an organization that says Careopolis Matters. Careopolis matters. Please help us. Careopolis matters. The residents of Careopolis matter. This country that's sinking into the ocean, and let's say it's also on fire and is having a civil war, it matters. And if you respond with, well, all countries matter, while sitting, let's add this, while sitting in a wealthy country, eating wealthy things, doing wealthy things, and relaxing, it's just offensive. It's not, I'm not even saying don't do that. If you have wealth and you worked your whole life for your wealth and you are overwhelmed, maybe you have anxiety, and you literally just can't handle the crises after crises after crises, crisis in this country. I'm not saying don't just ignore some problems, because I ignore tons of problems all the time, and I blame it on emotional issues, mental issues, trauma. I blame it on all kinds of things. I blame it on the fact that we are living in a world where we know way too much about what's going on in the whole world. It's psychotic how much we know on a daily basis of what's going on in the world. I used to call the news the bad news, and then I stopped reading it because I was like, wait, this is destroying my mental health. I'm not supposed to know all of this that's going on. So if you are living in wealthy land and you're enjoying your wealth and you just can't handle the fact that Careopolis is sinking, but so is Theater Planet, and so is, Music Lovers' Dreams asteroid. I don't know, do they live on asteroids? People can't live on asteroids. Well, these are fictional places. Anyway, so you can't handle it. There's too many things to choose from, and you already coach soccer, and you already send money to a charity, and you already help out with your 3 or 4 or 6 or 8 kids after school projects, and you do, and then you also have some wealth, and you also buy yourself something nice sometimes or go out to dinner, and you literally just can't handle how many things are sinking or burning or exploding, then I would say yes, you're correct. That's mental wellness. That's called, you're probably having like a not psychotic, like there's a psychic split that's happening in all of us. This is new territory. Facebook's new territory, YouTube's new territory. I shouldn't be able to do this, just ramble on a lawn with my shoes and my keyboard. Like, I can't. What is this? We're living in a new era. This is craziness. So if you can't handle it all, that's fine, honestly. And you don't even have to call it mental illness. You can just say, like, sanity. You could say, for my sanity, I just pick a couple things to help, and then I help them. This woman has really cool tats and a dog. Anyway. And so if that's you, all of this is fine, I think. Therapists, feel free to disagree with me. Social justice warriors, feel free to disagree with me. I'm done not standing up for myself on this one. I was in panic for months on this topic, thinking that I wasn't a good enough liberal. People are losing their minds right now on all sides. I'm not saying all sides matter. Okay, I didn't even finish my point. So my point is, feel all this. Feel it. Be overwhelmed, because I see it on the liberal side too, the progressive side. People are shouting from the rooftops that all these things matter, but then a lot of them aren't going out and doing anything about it. Some are, but a lot of us aren't. So, like, there's hypocrisies everywhere. But at the end of the day, the secret is, if you want to not start an online war, the secret is there's things we may need to do for ourselves, and ways we need to care for ourselves, and ways that we need to acknowledge certain realities that we can't all take care of everyone, that we maybe just need to pick like 5 people total and care for 5 people. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all each of us can handle. But then if that's true, then when you read in the news or you see someone post online that Careopolis is sinking, or it's burning, or it's exploding, don't respond and they say help, because Careopolis matters. Please, please, please. And they're begging you for help, and they say, please, show us that you think Careopolis matters. You used to love us and use us and need us, use us for vacations. I don't know, whatever. Go with me on this. And then if you respond out loud on their page, well, Careopolis, all places matter. All places matter while you're sitting there in a place that's not burning or exploding or having a civil war. Well, all places matter. It's like, it's just offensive. That's all. I'm not telling you not to say, well, I was telling you not to say it. Go ahead and keep saying it, but that's what's happening. People are, it's like we are having the most ginormous debate of semantics in this country ever. And some people aren't even upset at the concept that Black Lives Matter. They're just saying that, well, but that became a movement and they just don't support everything that's happening. I'm just like, ah. People are losing their minds. It's an election year. Take a breath. Take a road trip if you can. I don't know. I'm in Nebraska. I'm really on my way to Colorado to see my sister. Oh, you know that because rambling, lots of videos. All right. Well, I guess that's how Lincoln, Nebraska makes me feel. It makes me feel honest. And feisty. I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm sorry if that's upsetting. I'm not trying to upset anyone. I really don't want anyone to be upset. But I'm picking up a lot of stress in this country right now, and I can't take much more. Alright, kind of want to write one more song or write like a real song, but I don't think this is the place. Goodbye, state capital. Dun, 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 dun. Bye.